we're back again.
Here we are.
Episode number 3. I Love
Episode
You
number
Bye.
3.
Yes, episode number 3. Of I
Third
Love You Bye
time
podcast.
lucky.
Third time lucky. I'm still here. I haven't been recast yet.
Not yet?
Yet, that's it. So we'll complete the trilogy and then we'll see what happens after that. Still here. So, yep. Everyone's been good, I assume.
Just another week in lockdown.
Just another week in lockdown with entertainment, things to entertain us and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. What have we been up to?
Well, what have we been up to? We binge watched, because whoever has time to do this, we binge watched all of the Lord of the Rings.
All of them, including The Hobbit.
Including The Hobbit.
Yeah. So we started with The Hobbit from the first one all the way up to Return of the King. We did that. It was a good walk down memory lane. I remember when the Lord of the Rings came out. It was a big event. It was a big event.
Oh, yeah.
It was great.
I was very young, actually. Like, when it came out, it was, 2001?
Yeah, I think so.
I was literally in grade 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, my God. I remember when the toys came out, I was one of the first ones to jump on board that because I love action figures. So got my 2 little ones here, Aragon and Legolas from my semi-childhood, I suppose, when the film came out. That's where I stopped the collection. I had 2 and I was like, all right.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it, yeah. I was sort of getting out of toys at that point, but now I'm right back into it. But and you mentioned actually about they were going to do a spin-off, a show.
Yeah, they're going to do from what I've heard, they said that they're going to do a show about Middle-earth in general. It's not like specifically necessarily about the Lord of the Rings characters. It's just kind of about, expanding the world a little bit.
I think that's good.
I think that's really cool.
That's what Star Wars should do. They kind of did it with Mandalorian, where it's like it's in the universe, but it's not about the Skywalkers or even lightsabers and Jedis and stuff. It was just in that universe.
Yeah, it's just kind of still part of the world. It's not. Yeah.
I think that's good. I really like to see that, whether it's pre-Saruman or post-Saruman, whatever. It'd be just good to see based in that world. And surely, I think I was saying to you that they can get some of those sets and costumes back. I'm sure they're still kicking around somewhere, or
they can borrow our Cryle Castle costume.
They can borrow our I've got a LARPing sword downstairs. They can have it.
That'd be interesting. But wow, the money that goes into those sets and costumes, hey?
It was insane. I remember watching them consecutively because I hadn't done it for years. Watching them back to back, doing the mini marathon, and it's interesting to see. I think we were talking about the Oscar went to the third one.
Yeah.
The Return of the King. When watching them all back to back, I feel like the first one, Fellowship of the Ring, is better directed. Because obviously it's fresh. Because they filmed them in chronological order, I'm pretty sure. Maybe they went back for a couple of reshoots. But the first film, Fellowship of the Ring, is really beautifully directed. And it's got probably the least amount of CGI. So the third one's just blown up CGI everywhere. But I feel like the first one, some of the angles I was looking at, the lighting, just the detail, was just like, wow, this is a really good film. It's really solidly directed.
It is. It's really beautiful, actually.
You probably got a little bit, not lazy, but tired towards the end of it.
Yeah, maybe not even tired. Maybe just kind of like, we've got to get everything in there as much as possible and get it out for the fans and really, push it and pour as much. Like I said to you too, in Return of the King, I kind of was like, maybe this feels a little bit like what we're just showing off what we can do.
Pretty much. It's almost like, give it to the CGI people. I'm fucking done. It's been, how long did it take? 2.5 years, something like that?
I have no idea.
Non-stop filming.
Yeah.
Non-stop. And I think the only time they stopped was to go to premiere of the previous one. Like the first and the second one. And
imagine
they just kept
editing
filming.
that.
No. Even editing this show, I know, with the angles that we've got, it just can be a bit like, oh, God, just, because they're obviously filmed on different rates and stuff for the movie nerds out there. But that, and then the composing and the filling of the effects of the light and trying to match it up with the CGI is that's a fucking nightmare.
We watched the extended cuts too.
We did.
Yeah.
It was about 4.5 hours a movie.
Which means that, we saw all the bits that were originally cut out of the...
Yeah. Some of them for good reason.
Yeah.
I was like, this doesn't need to be here.
No.
What was it, Christopher Lee in the third one? He boycotted the premiere of Return of the King because they cut all of his scenes. It was only one scene he's in Return of the King anyway. In the extended cut, and we're watching it going, yeah, I can understand why they cut this. This just fucking goes on.
Yeah.
Get over it. Like spoiler alert, he in the cutscene he ends up getting stabbed and pushed off the tower and gets impaled on something or other, and that's his. Kind of like. Yeah. But in the released cut that everyone saw at the cinema, they just mentioned that he was going to be locked up in a tower, and that's the end of it. And that could have. It was like, okay, fair, whatever. Oh, Elvis making his appearance on camera. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Sorry. He goes, I'm more of a Harry Potter guy.
We're really interrupting his alone time at the moment.
That's it.
He doesn't have much alone time. Maybe when we go and, pick up some food or something. But other than that, he's like, oh, they're still here.
That's it. Can you just go? Like,
can you guys leave already?
He's on a little fur rug there. He's happy. But yeah, no, it was good because I remember a friend of mine in high school, his mum was obsessed with Lord of the Rings, like the books. Like she, in her youth, that was her jam. And I remember seeing, before the films come out, like around the house, there was posters and like, not merch, but like artwork of that, little figurines and stuff, like the porcelain things. And it's amazing. I remember that's sort of when I was introduced to the world. And I remember asking her when I was a teenager what she thought of the film, and she thought it was phenomenal. It was good to hear from an actual a fan from, I think she was growing up in the 70s and stuff and whatever, and that was still her jam. There was no films then. There was no nothing. There was a cartoon in the 80s, I think, and that was about it. But she was just a book nerd. Like, she was a nerd from the get-go, like the J.R.R. Tolkien book. She's like, I thought they did a phenomenal job of it. It's like, that was good to hear.
Have you read the book?
No, I read The Hobbit. I haven't read the Lord of the Rings books, but it's weird. It's one of those things I kind of knew what it was about without even, like, osmosis.
Yeah,
without knowing
of course, yeah.
And I remember having board games growing up that I never really learned how to play, like, this Dungeons and Dragons thing, like Hero Quest, which was great. You got to set up, like, corridors and stuff and with little figurines. And then I had Dark World, which had a castle in it and stuff like that. And it all had elves and dwarves and, barbarians and stuff. And it was kind of, that was kind of the world that I think not stole, but like took inspiration from Lord of the Rings, I think, which came first, I'm pretty sure. And it's another thing, I actually want to learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons. Like, it looks pretty intricate.
Yeah, I think so. I've never played it.
No.
But I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, we've got friends who play it. We should go and learn.
I just love, like, people invest so much time and energy into something. It's like, they're so passionate about it. I love that. I love anything that anyone, like, it doesn't matter what it is. Even if it's something that I'm not usually interested in or whatever. I just love seeing people really
passionate about something.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's awesome.
I'd like to, again, I don't know if I could retain all that information, like all the rules and the dice and, the point system that you need to, I don't know. It looks interesting, but it's just something that I think I need to learn. And also LARPing. I like to go to a LARPing festival. I talk about that in my comedy. How I like to, like, dress up and walk around at a medieval festival and say, excuse me, a medieval festival. Down, mate. No, down.
Oh,
I know. I need to put my mouth near the mic, not your face. Yeah, but like LARPing festivals and stuff, you get to dress up and play make-believe. So I love all that. I've always loved all that.
Oh, me too.
It's great.
I just love the costuming. Some of the things that people come up with is awesome as well.
It's so good, especially in Lord of the Rings. I look at all the stuff; it just inspires me to, like, make something like that. I love it. And Game of Thrones too, to an extent, was like that as well. But yeah, no, big fan. Lord of the Rings, love it.
You were saying you wanted to start to watch The Witcher?
Yes, everyone has told me The Witcher is pretty good.
I've heard it's pretty intense. Like, it's pretty brutal. Yeah.
Like, I like Henry Cavill. I think he's good. I think it was a good choice of Superman. Just a bit of pity the movies that he was in weren't great. But I think if they gave him another shot, he'd be great at it. But I think The Witcher was a passion project for him. I think it was something that he really wanted to do. Because I don't know much about The Witcher. Like, I know it's a book and a video game.
Yeah, right. I don't know anything about it.
Nothing. But people have told me sort of the mythology about what it's about. Which sounds interesting. It's right up my alley. I think we should start that. We need a new show. We finished Titans Season 2.
Yes, we did. Yes.
I love Titans. I'm a big superhero guy. I love superheroes. And like Robin, it was really good to see this, like, Robin's side of the story. I think it's good because everyone focuses on Batman.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, and he's an Aussie guy too who plays that role. He's off Home and Away and everything. The guy who plays the role. I think it's good casting.
Oh, everyone's, like, stunning as well.
The
like, acting, superhuman. I'm sorry. The acting's...
something to be desired. Is like, I thought he's good. The guy who plays Robin, I can't remember his name. But everyone else, I'm like... Not very good acting. The guy who plays Bruce Wayne from Game of Thrones, he's good.
Yeah.
Love him.
Of course.
But no, Witcher. We should get started on The Witcher. I think that's the next show. I might start it tonight. Why not?
If anyone's watched it, leave some comments. Tell us how it is.
Leave some comments, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Same with Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, but I really want to hear people's opinion about it. So leave a comment.
I saw someone on Instagram the other day. I can't remember who it was because I was just,
scrolling and
But someone actually posted that they have a shelf dedicated. So they've obviously got their bookshelf with all of their books and whatever else. They've got a whole shelf dedicated to like fan fiction of Lord of the Rings that they've actually printed and had like put into proper books.
So they've written it themselves, or
other
people have done it?
Other people. So they might have written some themselves. I'm not sure, but they actually had like a shelf dedicated to fan fiction. I was like, that's really cool.
That's cool. I know Star Wars has a humongous plethora of books that came out, obviously after the last one, like Return of the Jedi 83. And just a plethora of stuff until the prequels in the 90s, and even more after that and stuff. And there's a crap load of fan fiction out there for Star Wars, but I didn't even think of that. It probably would be, obviously, for Lord of the Rings. Yeah. It's been around longer than Star Wars.
Yeah,
really.
Well, it's... Oh, sorry, Elvis. Oh, sorry.
Excuse me.
He's like... Don't touch me.
He's a bit sketchy, isn't he?
Sometimes he's like a cat, hey?
Oh my God, absolutely. Look at him. He's exploring around. He's knocking crap over.
And sometimes he's like, give me attention. Don't touch me.
Exactly. That's the thing about cats, isn't it? Get out of there.
I actually would love a cat, though.
Yeah, he's knocking everything. Depends on the cat. I feel like cats have either a good or a bad personality. There's no in between.
Kind of like people, hey?
Yeah, true. Either love them or you hate them. That's the thing about cats. I like cats too. But it depends if they're arseholes or not, because they can be.
Oh, they can be horrible. But
horrible. But
they're like, hi.
Fuck off. But some cats, most of the cats that I've gotten to know and stuff, like I live in housemates have had cats and stuff like that. They've been pretty good. I'm pretty good with animals. Like I usually find a happy medium at first, especially with cats. I either like I don't know about you, but give it like a day or two. They're like, oh, you're all right. You feed me and let me out. You're okay. You're cool. And like, it's fine. But yeah, cats.
I always feel like cats really like people who don't like them. I feel like they know.
My friend was like that. His cat hated me in high school. Hated me. And then when he used to go over there, he used to sit at the door and meow like to let him out. And I used to look at him going, no, I'm not letting you out. No, like, and then one time I was like, all right, I'll let you out this way. And then I let him out and then we became friends. Almost like
like you gave
got
him...
his respect in one weird way. And there was one point where my friend goes, oh, you can feed him if you want. And I fed him and then I was really in his good books.
Yeah.
And then he used to sit on my lap all the time going, yeah, he's all right. But almost had to earn his respect. Elvis.
I know.
Stop talking about cats.
I know. He's like, stop, give me attention.
He's really clingy today, isn't he?
He really is.
He wasn't so clingy the other day. He was like,
on your bed, go on.
On your bed, mate. On your bed. Go on your bed.
As you can see, he's incredibly obedient.
Yeah.
Quick, go on.
Good boy. No. As soon as I say good
That's
boy.
not your bed.
On your bed. Come on, mate. On your bed. On your bed.
We'll have to cut this out.
That's all right.
Aww.
Very clingy today. I think since we're locked up the next weekend, I think we're going to polish off The Witcher. I think we're going to do that.
We can start.
We were talking about doing the Harry Potter films, though.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, isn't it? It's kind of like, okay, forgive me if you're a Potter head. Is that what you call them? Potter
Yes,
heads?
I believe so. Yeah.
Forgive me if you're a Potter head, but when do you have the time? I know I don't. To binge watch all of those... Like, even just binge watching shows. So now is the time.
Now is the time to do it.
I feel like we need to start the same thing at the beginning and just work the whole way through.
We're out of wine. So we need more wine.
Are we going to binge watch Twilight?
No. The first one's all right.
They're all great.
No, they're not. They're not. I didn't mind New Moon so much because that's when the werewolves came into it, and I like werewolves. I've always liked werewolves. Never been too big on vampires.
Yeah.
Nah. Never like I remember the classic monster tales of like the two big ones are Frankenstein and Dracula, and I've always drawn towards Frankenstein. I think it's a much more captivating.
You can't compare them. They're not the same. No, I'm sorry.
I've always been drawn more to Frankenstein. I think it's a much more captivating story, like especially where it came from as well. Like, Mary Shelley. Where obviously dealing with the loss of a child and stuff like that, and it's in a really dark place, and where they're creating life out of corpses and stuff. It's a much more horrific gothic tale. I love it. I love Frankenstein. It's very good. And I've always liked when the films come out and stuff like that. There's been so many different versions of Frankenstein. I always watch them. Like Dracula, not so much. Apparently, there's a Dracula show. There's apparently pretty good.
Yeah, it came out a few months ago.
Yeah, apparently that's good.
I've heard it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, Frankenstein's my jam. I love that. Anyway, but I don't know. Should we do the Harry Potter films? We should. We've got the time.
True.
We can do it. We can do it. Yeah, I've never been a big Potterhead either. Like, I've never read the books. Sorry, blasphemy.
I read the books.
You read. We've got the books here, don't we?
Yeah, like half of them, yeah.
Yeah, I saw on the shelf there's a fair few of them there. I was like, I should start.
I read the books. But I feel like maybe my time was more, closer to Harry Potter, or people had a little bit more of a, fan base or whatever. I don't know what the fucking that sentence was meant to be. Sorry. Can I start that again? Because we'll cut it out. I feel like when I was growing up, Harry Potter was growing up at the same time as me.
You were that generation.
Yeah. So it was kind of like unfolding, like the movies were unfolding as we grew up at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think that's why people were more drawn to it, because they kind of were similar. If they were any older, they were like 2 or 3 years older.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Totally.
Yeah. So
totally.
I think it was more, you're growing up with Harry Potter, and it's all coming out as their stories are
getting older, you're getting
coming
older.
of age and all that stuff. It's like you're getting older at the same time. So I think that's why so many people in their 20s and stuff really hold on to it.
I think you're absolutely right. It seemed to be that generation, and my sister was in that generation as well, where, as the movies went on, and the books weren't that far back from the movies, were they?
No.
They were pretty
They were
close.
almost the same. Like, some of them were almost...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when the second or
after.
third movie came out, the last book was coming out. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that was the thing. So it was pretty close. I never read them. I need to read them. I really like the second one and the third one. The second one being Chamber of Secrets. I saw that at the cinema with the family. I only saw a couple at the cinema, not many. It was, again, sort of Harry Potter was like after my time. I was more into Lord of the Rings.
I went to all of the midnight screenings.
Yeah, that's cool. I do like that universe too. That universe is beautiful. You get taken away, what's called Hogwarts and stuff like that. It gets me excited.
I actually have been to where Hogwarts was filmed.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Where's that?
It's in the UK.
Like, okay.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
I love that set dressing as well. It looks so good. Again, it's another world. It's like, that's what Star Wars was so good for me as a little boy, because it takes you somewhere else. Yeah. Somewhere else, a different... And I love anything to do with medieval wizards and, sword fighting and all that. I love all that stuff. I always have. Because I grew up on a farm. Like, my brother and I had like fake swords and everything and running around, and I was a massive Robin Hood fan. Like, when Prince of Thieves came out, that was right up my alley. I love Robin Hood. I would love... A bucket list thing would be to direct a Robin Hood film one day, because I know exactly how I want it. It'd be an amalgamation of Prince of Thieves, the Errol Flynn movie, and the Disney cartoon. The Fox one. Because it's got to have a bit of a fantasy element to it, because all the later Robin Hood films that come out, it's either too dark and grim, like the Russell Crowe one, that piece of crap that had Taron Egerton, I think it's his name or whatever, who's out of Kingsman. What a piece of shit that film was. Someone said it was Robin Hood Begins, like Batman Begins. They just took the look of the film. They took King Arthur, the Guy Ritchie one, which is fucking horrible. They took that, which was a bomb, and they go, I like the look of that. that's how we're going to make Robin Hood. And they took the script of Batman Begins and just inserted all the names with fucking Robin Hood characters. Like, it's horrible. It's so shit. I get real passionate about that because I'm a big Robin Hood fan, like the folklore and everything. And Prince of Thieves, I felt like got it pretty close. Again, they took liberties with characters and stuff, like Will Scarlet and everything, but it's still got that sort of fun adventure to it.
Yeah.
Even though Kevin Costner is in an American accent, I don't give a shit. Whatever. You know, he was the biggest movie star at that time, so he could kind of do whatever he wanted. However, it would have been amazing. The first choice for Robin Hood was actually going to be Mel Gibson in the 90s.
Really?
Yeah. With the mullet and everything, he would have been perfect, but he just finished Hamlet. And he didn't want to do two sort of medieval feeling films back to back. Fair enough, but I reckon the movie would have been 10 times better with Mel. Because this is Mel in the 90s here. It's not Mel, crazy Mel now, who's racist, alcoholic, madman. This was 90s Mel Gibson, who was like dashing, you know, he was a huge movie star with Lethal Weapon and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, that would have been amazing, I think. What was your jam for toys as a kid?
I don't know. I kind of collected like really lame things. Like Saddle Club.
Oh, that was huge.
And Bratz dolls and stuff. And
my sister's, yeah.
But I kind of didn't. I don't know. I was very much into like my computer.
That was, yeah. See, I was the last generation where video games and stuff started coming in, so I was still into toys.
Yeah.
But like Segas and Nintendos started sort of taking off when I was really primary school.
Like I was editing and you know, making things like that, fake music videos and stuff.
That's cool.
That was kind of more what we did. And then, you know, obviously, yeah, we didn't really, I mean, people did, but I didn't really have like a toy collection of anything other than, like I said, Bratz dolls. I think I had 40 of them.
Yeah.
I had heaps, and I had all the little like sets. Like I had the salon, I had like the car and everything.
That's cool.
And yeah, they were massive at the time.
Yeah.
But one thing that was awesome was that my mum taught me about like buying and selling. So I had an eBay account that my mum helped me set up that I would sell ones that I didn't want anymore, and then I was allowed to use that money to buy new ones.
That's a really good method.
Yeah, so I would take like photos of them or photos of the sets and things like that, and then I would sell them online.
That's cool.
To be able to buy
That's
others.
really cool.
Yeah, and then I'd get the pocket money and I could do whatever I wanted with it. So I was allowed to spend it on something else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I actually had an eBay account for Bratz dolls.
That's really
And
cool.
I took such good care of them because a lot of people, you know, cut their hair and draw on their faces and shit like that, and, which is fine. But I didn't do that. I would keep the box, and I'd put they'd be able to be posted back to the person in the box and everything.
That's really cool.
So kind of it was collecting, wasn't it?
That is. That is. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Talking about cutting off hair, that's what, because we had Barbies growing up, like my sister, and all had hand-me-down Barbies and everything, and I used to play with Barbies with my cousin back in the day because it was just cool. But yeah, when my sister had all these Barbies, my brother cut all their hair off.
Yeah, see? That's the thing.
He did that.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It's just not the way he did
and
that.
then pull their heads off and shit.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. What's the character in Toy Story? The kid that lives next door who destroys toys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Sid.
What's that kid's name? Yeah.
Sid. That was my brother.
Yeah.
He used to wreck toys. Oh, God. That's really cool. That's a good method as well. It's like if you want more toys or whatever, you tell the kids, well, you got to sell something.
Yeah, and I wasn't like, you know, necessarily selling them to buy more. I was like saving the money and using it on something else, or
God,
if I wanted like a new computer or a new computer game or something like that, I would sell them to
That's
make.
really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do that. God.
And my mum, because she sold giftware,
Yeah.
she had like the proper box to put to take photos in and everything. So they were like really professional shots.
Wow, that's awesome. How many Bratz dolls did you have at one point, do you reckon?
Oh, I reckon possibly like 30 or 40.
Shit.
Yeah.
A lot.
Maybe not more than that. Maybe about 30 or 40.
I think I had 30, 40 or anything, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. that's great. I remember when Bratz came out, there was like, not an uproar, but I remember hearing a lot of parents like, they're the slut dolls. They're not like Barbie. Do you remember hearing that?
Yeah.
Because they had the pouty lips and whatever, and they had the look on their face, like they didn't give a fuck. But I'm just like,
I thought they were cool.
Well, again, like that generation, like my sister, was like, thought they were rad. They were awesome. Like, Barbie's had its time. Yeah, I mean, Barbie's still around, but yeah, I remember hearing they going, they're the slut dolls. I'm like, whatever. They're just dolls, man. Like, just calm your farm. Don't buy them. Don't buy them for your kids if you think that. But anyway, yeah, that's interesting. That your generation was more like online, I suppose, because we didn't have that, like the online stuff. Like internet sort of came in much later.
Yeah, like I remember. I remember. I hope someone else will remember this, but when they're into like dial-up, internet or whatever, you could get a CD in like a CD game with your what's it called? The chocolate. It's not yogurt, but it's kind of yogurt. Chocolate.
You got it. Like the one with the gorilla on it.
Yeah.
Yogo, and you got a game on it.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
It would come with like the pack of Yogo like that, and then you could get the CD. It was like stuck on top.
You're right.
And you would take that and then play. It was like a game, but you had to connect to the internet.
I kind of remember they did that with some toys as well.
Yeah, and then you could play whatever that game was. It was probably horrible, but that was awesome at the time. And then we had another game that was also on the internet. I'm pretty sure it was called Zoom Beanies or something.
Okay. With the Beanie Babies or Beanie
No,
Bears?
it was like Neopets. Did you ever play that?
No, but that rings a bell.
Oh,
Neopets.
that was on the internet, and that was awesome.
It was good?
That was so cool. You had like a profile, and then you would have Neopets, which are like little. They were your pets. Yeah. And it was meant to be your virtual pets or whatever. You had to look after them and feed them and all that stuff. But it was done by pages.
Yeah, right.
So it would load really bad and everything.
Dial-up days, yeah.
Yeah.
We had Tamagotchis.
Yeah, we had Tamagotchis too.
Yeah, they were just, they were annoying. But yeah, I remember Furbies were a little bit of a thing for a while. But yeah, there was a whole thing where they were trying to get kids to buy toys. I'm a big toy connoisseur. By putting stuff like that, like CD-ROM stuff on and online games, and they recently did it with Star Wars as well. Like you get them to talk, little bracelet thing, or play online games. Like you used to register online with something, and you'd play online with your toy as well as having the toy.
Yeah,
I remember when that came in actually. Yeah, with CD-ROM and stuff like that, and you get to register online and play with your toy online, and and Sims was big.
I never did that.
You never did Sims? No, I didn't do Sims either, but like I had friends who were just obsessed with it. Just like living their life through like, not virtual reality, like just, little things that get played, build houses and stuff like that. So it was like the next step. Instead of doing it with Barbie and whatever, you did it with like online stuff, with Sims and everything. And then people would get really weird and like kill their Sims. Like there was one friend who put it in a pool and then took the pool ladder away and couldn't get out and just like...
Let it true.
Yeah, and this to go, I'm God. Like, it's like, yeah, something going on there. But no, I still love toys. Love toys, like the tangible. I collect them. I love them. Yeah.
I mean, people still did. I just didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember when all that came in, the online stuff. So there you go. There's not much toys anymore. Going down the toy aisle is pretty depressing now.
Yeah, they're not really like collectors.
Nah, Toys R Us are gone. Like, it's sad. It's all eBay now anyway. That's where I get all my stuff. But collectibles, actually, yeah, comment down below if you collect anything. Like, I love collecting, and even if it's not like toys or anything, I just love to... People collect, like a friend of mine collects watches and stuff. And it's like collecting, there's something about that, like in glass cabinets and everything. And my auntie used to do it as well. I used to go to her house. She had like vintage champagne glasses and teacups and dolls. And I love all that. Yeah. Like a little mini museum. I love that. Like my favourite shop that we've been to many times is Chapel Street Bazaar. And just like rooms upon rooms upon rooms of just glass cabinets and teaspoons and watches and jewelry and toys, and just I love that. I love collecting. But yeah, comment down below if you're a collector of anything and what it is, and just educate me. I'd like to know more. If you've got anything to share. Yeah. Do you want to leave it there?
Sure.
Today, we'll leave it there. Thank you for listening again, episode 3, talking about things and stuff. Yes, thank you for listening and watching. We'll be back with episode 4, whether I'm here or not. We'll see if I'm getting recast. There won't be Elvis either. There'll be a cat here instead. Actually, comment below as well of what you'd like. If you'd like to hear us review something or talk about something in particular, please let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Send us a little comment and we'll talk about it and give you a shout out. So thank you, and we love you. Bye.
We love you. Bye.